Wow, I'm kind of depressed a little bit. We got to get
Yeah.
back in our living situation, back to living what we know. Because we were training for it 9 months.
Mike Tyson drops bombshell on live TV. This is insane. Mike Tyson just shocked everyone with a bombshell during his live interview with Steve Covino and Rich Davis on Fox Sports Radio. And let me tell you, his raw honesty is so intense it leaves you wondering if he's being brutally real or just playing with us. For weeks, we've been stuck in an endless cycle of speculation. Was November 15th a well-planned stunt? Or something more shady like a fix? Just an epic disaster. Oh no, I don't interview.
What was he doing at the meeting?
Oh, yeah, little bow at the end. He bowed.
That's the last thing I remember.
Neither Mike nor Jake Paul seemed eager to set the record straight, leaving only room for conspiracy theories and growing frustration. But then Tyson stepped up, and the way he laid it all out, so raw, so unfiltered, made it impossible not to both laugh and cringe at the same time. Whether you choose to believe his side of the story or dismiss it entirely, one thing is clear: this guy knows exactly how to keep us on the edge of our seats. Oh, remember Mike Tyson's showdown with Jake Paul? It was an emotional roller coaster for everyone involved. Despite the massive payday and the spectacle of it all, Tyson didn't walk away feeling victorious. Instead, he admitted that the whole experience left him feeling depressed. Yep, the man
I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out a little.
Sir, did you watch it back or anything or no?
I never watched the fight. No, I
who
haven't.
once intimidated entire divisions into early retirement, openly confessed that the hype and drama of it all took a toll on his mental health. Apparently, when you're Mike Tyson, knocking someone out isn't the only punchline. It's
Wow, I'm kind of depressed a little bit. We got to get back in our living situation, back to living what we know. Because we were training for it 9 months.
the emotional fallout that hits just as hard. 9 months of intense training, all for one night under the blinding lights, only to wake up the next morning and realize life just keeps.
When you were in there.
I don't remember it.
You didn't even remember it. I heard
But my body was really sore.
it was sore the next day.
Yeah, my body, my chest, my stomach and stuff was really sore.
Moving. Tyson compared it to free falling from an emotional high, which, let's be real, is something
Where like you're holding back a right hand punch, in my opinion as a fan, to not be exposed so that you don't get hit. Is that what was happening in that clip, or you don't even know?
What was happening? Yep, sure. I was just, listen, know what I remember?
No.
Coming back from the first round, and then the next day I remember Jacob doing some kind of, I don't know.
only someone like him could truly understand. Tyson advertised life coaching at events. It's just the training. For a guy whose career is packed with iconic moments that play on loop in every boxing fan's mind, Tyson had almost nothing to say about this one. Like, nothing at all. He couldn't even remember the basic details of the fight. His biggest takeaway? Jake Paul bowing at the end. Serious
Not at all. Listen, I wouldn't have realized any of it if it went 3 minutes.
punches, no epic tales of strategy, just one hazy memory of a YouTuber paying his respects. And here's the kicker. Tyson didn't even feel like he pushed himself physically. He barely broke a sweat during the fight, yet the next morning, his entire body felt like it had been steamrolled, chest, stomach, you name it. Everything hurt. For a guy who practically defines the phrase, built different.
After I woke up, I told my wife, why did I do that? I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on.
And what was her response? Like, what was your family's response to everything?
They were just,
Walking away sore after what seemed like an effortless bout raises more eyebrows than a poorly aimed uppercut in tear with. Aya. Of course, no Tyson story would be complete without a hefty dose of controversy. As soon as clips from the fight hit the internet, fans turned into armchair detectives. Some insisted Tyson was holding back, pulling
I am happy my family saw that. But we don't normally go around and talk about me fighting and stuff. I say I'm a fight, and then they say,
punches like he was sparring with a toddler, while others argued it was the inevitable sign of age catching up to a legend, claiming that the 60-something Tyson just couldn't throw the same bombs anymore, improvised. Some claimed the whole thing was staged, a carefully orchestrated drama to keep the Jake Paul saga alive. Tyson, he just shrugged it off. The guy had
what we were talking about. That fight was such a big ascendo. We were so up and high. We were so excited. The fight's over. Boom. Wow, I'm kind of depressed a little bit. We got to get back in our living situation, back to living what we know.
admitted on live radio that he barely remembers the fight. Whether it was adrenaline, nerves, or decades of hard hits to the head, who knows? But the fact that Tyson himself can't explain it only adds fuel to the conspiracy fire. Hey, after all, interview And let me tell you, over 108 million people tuned in to watch Mike Tyson's latest spectacle, proving once again that this man could sell out a crowd even if he were just standing in a grocery line. When it came to the fight, even Tyson's family got a front row seat to this tidal wave of public adoration. Can you imagine being one of his kids growing up with
They have to be training.
Now, Mike,
Jake punches hard.
he does. I know. He's a big dude, man.
dad as just the guy who tells you to finish your vegetables, only to see millions of people screaming his name? Tyson himself admitted it was surreal for his family to witness. For years, he'd kept his boxing career separate from his home life, but this fight changed that in an interesting way. It wasn't just a sporting event, it was a moment for his loved ones to grasp the depth of his connection with the fans. For Tyson, seeing his kids experience that
58 to do it, finally.
I don't know.
Just
Yeah, let's fight, Jake. You know, we talked about it for years. Let's just do it.
love firsthand was nothing short of heartwarming. Well, as heartwarming as it gets when you're talking about a man whose life has been equal parts triumph and turmoil. Kick quickly made a name for himself and rose higher and left catching up to some of the major players.
is that your house right there?
Yeah, I was gonna say you're living in a beautiful place.
Yes, I am.
Looks like you're living large right now.
Very fortunate. I'm very fortunate. Yes, thank God.
When he did so. But because this is boxing and Mike Tyson, nothing ever ends on a purely wholesome note. The feel-good vibes lasted all of 5 seconds before the internet did what it does best. Start a firestorm of controversy.
You lit up Tyson 2.0. Last time we saw you in Vegas, you handed me a bag of your Mike Bites, the edibles. Fantastic. I love them.
As soon as the final bell rang, rigging accusations started pouring in like clockwork. A viral clip of Tyson seemingly holding back punches spread faster than a meme, and suddenly, everyone was an armchair detective. Was Tyson protecting Jake Paul? Was this some scripted WWE-style drama, or was it just
Tyson 2.0. Well, tell us what we got to be trying, and what do you recommend for a guy that's open to this?
Hey, I recommend you try everything.
Yeah? Open your mind up?
You try everything.
Tyson being, well, Tyson? The theories were endless and the debate heated up just as much as the fight itself. Jake Paul's promotional team wasn't having any of it. They clapped back hard, calling the accusations insulting and reminding everyone that the fight was fully sanctioned and followed professional boxing rules. They even threw in some shade, accusing critics of undermining the hard work both fighters put into the event. But here's the thing. Boxing fans are nothing.
Dudes have the same fighting guts, like of the Devin Haney's, Tank Davis's, Ryan Garcia's, Teofimo's, of that.
Those guys are tough. We can't overlook those guys. Those guys are tough guys. They're just for different.
Thing, if not persistent. At 58, 2 interviews. True to Tyson fashion, he added fuel to the fire during his post-fight interview. When asked about specific moments that fans claimed looked suspicious, he just shrugged and said he had no idea what they were talking about.
It's gonna be the ass now, but
The Tyson
I
butt
don't
cheeks.
know. I don't know, guys.
Yo, Mike, you should come out with an edible, Tyson's butt cheeks, right? So that people can eat it.
Oh, I like that.
You
one.
like that? Tyson's cheeks.
Yeah?
Oh, sweet cheek.
Yo,
Tyson's sweet cheeks. I can see it.
Combine that with his earlier admission of barely remembering the fight, and you've got the perfect recipe for peak internet speculation. Was he being brutally honest, or was this his way of dodging the tough questions? The ambiguity only made the whole thing juicier into verses. Instead of letting those accusations hold him back, Tyson built an entirely new empire, starting with his cannabis brand, Tyson 2.0. And let's take a moment to appreciate the genius of this venture, because
Usyk coming up at the end of the month. The rematch, Fury Usyk 2. Any thoughts on that? Because I know you have connections with Tyson Fury.
I know, but Tyson Fury could have won that fight if he wasn't playing around early in the fight.
only Tyson could turn one of the most infamous moments in sports history into a best-selling edible. You literally can't make this stuff up, as interviews him show such entirely damaging phrases as problem-solving power. What? Mike Tyson bites. Those ear-shaped gummies are a nod to his iconic
It's up to you so much. Did you feel bad going against him?
I don't even know how that happened, but it happened. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how the hell that happened.
Well,
maker, with sales skyrocketing faster than a Tyson uppercut. The guy's pivot from heavyweight champion to cannabis mogul is so smooth it almost makes you wonder if he planned the whole thing in reviews. It's not just about novelty snacks, it's an empire in the making, and Tyson's keeping the buzz alive with hints of what's coming next. Case in point, his upcoming Netflix special, a project that promises to capture all the wild, unfiltered, and hilarious sides of Tyson we've come to love. This isn't some half-baked documentary. It's Tyson stepping back into the entertainment spotlight, a space where he's already had hits like The Hangover. Fans are practically drooling, trying to guess what he'll do next, and honestly, so are we. Then there's the interviews. Sweet Cheeks! Tyson joked about launching an edible called Sweet Cheeks after the viral sensation his post-fight derriere caused. What started as a laugh could very well end up on dispensary shelves, because, knowing Tyson, anything is possible. Fans are eating it up, proving that his ability to lean into absurdity only makes him more endearing. When you can turn a meme into a marketing idea, you know you've reached peak cultural relevance. But Tyson isn't all about the business moves. He's still got one eye firmly on the sport that made him a legend. He's been singing the praises of young stars like Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, highlighting their grit, skill, and ability to draw crowds, making it feel like the golden age of boxing is back. And of course, Tyson couldn't resist weighing in on the heavyweights, particularly Tyson Fury's recent loss to Alexander Usyk. Usyk was coming up at the end of interviews. I agree. Let's just say Tyson didn't hold back. He believes Fury's sloppiness in the early rounds cost him the fight, and honestly, he's got a point. It wasn't a scathing critique, more like a tough love reminder that even the best need to stay sharp. Fury looks up to you so much, Tyson said, making it clear that this was coming from a place of respect. And to me, with a rematch on the horizon, Tyson's comments have only added to the anticipation, and maybe even put a little extra pressure on Fury to step up his game. That's what makes Tyson so fascinating. He's not just a retired fighter cashing in on his name. He's a walking, talking, endlessly entertaining force of nature. Whether he's redefining his brand, breaking down the sport he loves, or turning viral moments into business opportunities, Tyson's proving that his legacy isn't just intact, it's still evolving. And honestly, who else could pull that off?